will you please give each of the Zipang Young Mesopotamian Storytellers a warm round of applause as we introduce them to you one by one. The first one is Mesa Abed. Amin Imam. Fuad Saleh. Haydar Al-Radi. Mariam Azmi. Rose Umran. Aya Muhammad. Umar Al-Radi. Abdullah Azmi. And Sarah Abed.
ملحمة جلجامش هي ملحمة سومرية مكتوبة بخط مسماري على 12 لوحاً طينياً، كتبت قبل أكثر من 3000 سنة. جلجامش كان ملك أوروك، والدته آلهة خالدة ووالده بشراً فانياً، وبسبب الجزء الفاني منه يبدأ بإدراك الحقيقة أنه لن يكون خالداً. كان جلجامش يسيء سلطته نحو رعاياه، فهو يسلب العذراء بكارتهن، ويجعل الفتيان وقود لحروبه، ويدفع كبار السن إلى العمل حتى الموت ببناء أسوار المدينة. فناشدوا أهالي أوروك الآلهة لإنقاذهم من هذا الملك الظالم، فاستجابوا الآلهة وخلقوا نداً ليكون خصماً إلى جلجامش. عسى أن تنعم أوروك بالسلام.
Once upon a time, there was a king called Gilgamesh, and he was the ruler of Uruk. He was hated by all because he treated the people like slaves. He kissed the brides before their weddings. He just treated them like dirt, basically. And so one day, the people of Uruk decided to call out to the gods to say, please, can we have a match for Gilgamesh? And so the mother goddess took a lump of clay and took some water, and she just made a further lump, and she put it in the distance, and this hairy man started to grow, hair everywhere, and here and everywhere. And he was human, but he wasn't a human because he acted like animal, but he was actually a human. So one day a hunter saw him, and he saw that this man was just chasing away his deers from all his prey. And so the hunter watched him for 3 days and 3 nights, and on the 3rd day he went to his father and said, Father, there's this wild man chasing away my deers. I don't know what to do. So his father said, please get a beautiful woman to lure him away from your deers. So he did just that. And this woman was called Shamkat. Shamkat was a very pretty woman, as you guessed. And so she took this man and she named him Enkidu. And so she taught him how to drink, how to eat, how to clean, how to just generally be a human, I think. And so she did that, and so he just kept on doing that, being human and stuff. And he was sitting on the doorstep, and he was just watching outside, not doing anything really. And so this traveler came with a large dish, maybe full of food, maybe full of drink, maybe both. And so he asked the traveler where he was going. He said, I'm going to Uruk, but he looked worried. Of course, Enkidu knew where Uruk was, so Enkidu asked why the traveler looked worried, and he said, because Gilgamesh will be there at the wedding. And so he said, okay, I wanna see what's going on. So Enkidu went to Uruk to see this wedding, and the traveller also explained that Gilgamesh kisses the bride. So Enkidu stepped over the bride's door and just stood there like a bodyguard. And so Gilgamesh eventually came, obviously, and said, "What are you doing?" And Enkidu said, "Okay, well, I'm not doing anything. I'm just not going to let you go through, okay?" And so then Gilgamesh was like, "Okay, so you want to fight?" So he said, "Yeah, okay, fine. We'll fight, fine, whatever." So they fought and they punched and they kicked and they just slapped and hit, and there was blood and rubble and dust and dirt everywhere. It was a mess. And so then Gilgamesh looked into Enkidu's eyes and saw that he had a best friend, more like a brother really. And from then on, their adventures and their journeys began.
One day, Gilgamesh decided that he wanted to go to the cedar forest. Enkidu reminded him about the horrible and terrible Humbaba who brought great terror to humans. Gilgamesh refused to listen. He was courageous and keen to tackle on Humbaba. Humbaba was the guardian of the cedar forest. Whoever walked in never came back out. Later on that day, Gilgamesh informed his mother that himself and Enkidu would be heading out to the cedar forest to kill Humbaba. Ninsen, the mother of Gilgamesh, pulled Enkidu to his side and said, "Please, look after my son. I have prayed to the god ZYMS, but there's nothing more I can do." Enkidu made his promise and left with Gilgamesh to make their way to the cedar forest. Soon they arrived. Tree crickets set off a noisy chorus, and forest birds began to sing. Monkeys played a rhythm in the presence of Humbaba. Soon Gilgamesh and Enkidu were terrified. They didn't know what to do. But then Enkidu remembered how Ninsen had prayed to the god ZYMS. Then he could feel the north, south, west and east wind rushing past him, heading towards Humbaba. Humbaba felt dizzy and fell to the floor. Enkidu took this opportunity and chopped off Humbaba's head. Then Gilgamesh and Enkidu made their way back to the city of Uruk.
As Gilgamesh and Enkidu went through the gates of Uruk, they could see the people celebrating and eating. Gilgamesh and Enkidu wanted to celebrate, but they had blood and dirt all over their clothes. They could not celebrate like this. So Gilgamesh and Enkidu went to their palace, washed themselves and dressed. Enkidu was very eager to go down, so Enkidu just went down and celebrated. Gilgamesh, however, wanted to wear his best clothes. He wore a robe made of silk, and that was purple and gold. Gilgamesh washed and cleaned himself, and then Ishtar, in the crowd looking for Gilgamesh, she could not find him. She was searching for him until finally she could see him up in his palace. Ishtar went up into the palace. As she was approaching Gilgamesh, she said, "Gilgamesh, you are a strong and handsome man. I think that we should get married." Gilgamesh rejected the advances of the goddess Ishtar and said, "No, I will not let you ruin my life like your three previous lovers. Demuzi, the shepherd, you've turned him into a dog. The farmer, you've turned him into a frog. And your third lover, no one knows where he is." Ishtar was furious. She was angry. So she went up to her dad Anu and asked him, "Can I please have the bill of heaven? Gilgamesh has mistreated me. I shall not allow this. It is the only way that I can punish him." Anu said, "If I give you the bill of heaven, then you'll just destroy the earth." Ishtar said, "If you do not give me the bill of heaven, I will open the gates of the underworld. The dead will be the living, and they will devour all the humans." Anu was afraid. He was scared. So he gave her the bill of heaven. Ishtar went down with the bill of heaven, and she went onto the walls of Uruk. The bull stomped once. She could cracks on the floor. 150 young men fell down. Again, the bull of heaven stomped another time. There were more cracks on the floor, and another 100 young men fell down. The third time, Enkidu fell down. Enkidu climbed back up and told Gilgamesh, "We have to beat the bill of heaven." So Gilgamesh and Enkidu were thinking of a plan. Enkidu thought and said, if I step on his back leg and pull his tail, you might be able to come up and stab his head. Enkidu and Gilgamesh did this, and as they were doing it, Enkidu stomped on the Bull of Heaven's back leg, pulled its tail, and Gilgamesh ran up, stabbed its head, and the Bull of Heaven dropped. Enkidu and Gilgamesh were happy. Gilgamesh opened the Bull of Heaven's chest, took out its heart, and gave it to the sun god Shemus, and said, this is a sacrifice to you. There was blood dribbling down his hand. Enkidu was angry, so he cut the hindquarters of the bull and threw it at Ishtar. Then Enkidu and Gilgamesh went to the palace with their followers and had a celebration, and then all went to sleep.
بعد يوم مليء بالاحتفالات على النصر الكبير على مقتل الثور السماوي، جلجامش وإنكيدو كانوا خائفين فذهبوا كانوا تعبانين فذهبوا إلى النوم. بدأ إنكيدو يحلم بأحلام مزعجة عن الآلهة مجتمعين خائفين غاضبين على أفعاله وجلجامش. في اليوم الثاني إنكيدو أخبر ما رأى جلجامش. إنكيدو مرض ولم يغادر الفراش. بعد 3 ليالي إنكيدو مات، وجلجامش لم يصدق الحالة فلم يدفنه. بعد مرت أيام وجلجامش وإنكيدو بدأ بالتعفن، فجلجامش قرر أن يدفنه، ومن ذهبه صنع تمثالا كبير لإنكيدو. وجلجامش خائفا من الموت ترك مملكة أوروك وذهب باحثا عن الخلود.
Gilgamesh and Enkidu killed Humbaba and the Bull of Heaven. The gods punished Gilgamesh and Enkidu by giving Enkidu a slow, painful death. Gilgamesh left his kingdom because he felt sorry that his best friend Enkidu died.
جلجامش كان تعيس جدا بسبب فقدانه لصديق له إنكيدو. جلجامش كان خائف لأنه لا يريد أن يموت، لذلك السبب قرر أن يبحث عن الخلود. الإنسان الوحيد الذي يستطيع أن يساعده هو أتنبشتم. قرر جلجامش أن يذهب إلى جبل الماشو بحثا عن الخلود. جلجامش رأى رجال العقرب، النصف العلوي إنسان والنصف الآخر على هيئة عقرب. جلجامش قال لرجال العقرب أن يدعوه أن يدخل. رجال العقرب قالوا له: من أنت ولماذا ندخلك؟ جلجامش قال: أنا جلجامش ملك أوروك. رجال العقرب استغربوا وقالوا: أنت جلجامش ملك أوروك؟ لماذا أنت بهذه الهيئة؟ جلجامش قال: صديقي العزيز إنكيدو لقد مات، وأنا لا أريد أن أموت مثله. رجال العقرب حزنوا عليه ودعوه أن يدخل. جلجامش كان سعيد جدا وكان لديه أمل. سار جلجامش أيام والظلام يحيط به. استمر جلجامش في السير والظلام يغلق المكان، ثم شعر بنسمة باردة لامست وجهه. استمر في السير لكن المكان ما زال مظلم. واصل سيره لكن بحثا عن أتنبشتم، الإنسان الوحيد الذي نال الخلود، إلى أن وصل إلى جبل الماشو، حديقة الآلهة، حيث ثمار الأشجار مليئة باللؤلؤ والزمرد والمرجان والكثير من الأحجار الكريمة. لكن جلجامش استمر في المشي بحثا عن الخلود.
جلجامش مشى ومشى ومشى ورأى بيتا صغير. سدوري رأت رجل كبير في الحجم فركضت إلى بيته وقفلت الباب. بعد ثواني سمعت دقة باب قوية. وقال افتح الباب افتح الباب. من خوفها فتحت الباب وقالت من أنت ماذا تريد؟ قالوا لها أنا جلجامش ملك أوروك، هل يمكنك أن تساعديني؟ قالت له أنت ملك ترتدي هذه الثياب؟ لا أصدق. قالوا لها أنا رأيت صديقي أنكيدو يموت أمام عيني ولا أريد أن أصبح مثله. ردت وقالت كيف يمكنني أن أساعدك؟ قال أنا أبحث على الخلود، هل يمكنك أن تعلميني أو تساعديني؟ قالت أنت ملك لديك عائلة لديك أوراق كلها، أذهب وألبس وأستمتع في حياتك. رد وقال ولكن لا أريد حياتي أن تصبح كذلك. حزنت عليه وقالت يجب أن ترى أورشنابي.
As Gilgamesh approached Urashnabi, he yelled, Urashnabi, can you please help me? Urashnabi said, I don't know who you are. Gilgamesh said, I'm Gilgamesh, the king of Uruk. I've come here for everlasting life from Utnapishtim. Urashnabi said, you are Gilgamesh, king of Uruk. Why would you want everlasting life? Gilgamesh told him the long story about how his dear friend Enkidu died. Urashnabi felt so sorry that he said yes, but Urashnabi said, I can't help you. I can't get over the poisonous river. One touch, death shall be upon us. So Gilgamesh jumped up and said, I know, I can chop down some trees and make them into poles, and we're ready to go. Urashnabi said, yes, do that. Gilgamesh started chopping down trees, making them into poles, and they hopped onto the boat. And then Gilgamesh, one by one, dug them in the ground and moved the boat. Dug them in the ground, moved the boat. And in the midway line, they stopped. There were no more poles, nothing to move the boat, but the brave hero Gilgamesh thought of a plan. He took off his lion skin clothes and he hung it up as a sail. He was the mask of the sail, and as they were moving, in a snap, Gilgamesh saw two figures. The face were Utnapishtim, and Lady Utnapishtim, he saw them and he yelled, hello! But they couldn't hear, they were so far away. Lady Utnapishtim and Utnapishtim saw them. So they went down the steep hill, and once Gilgamesh and Urashnabi got there, Gilgamesh got down and he said, he kneeled down and said, Utnapishtim, please give me everlasting life. Utnapishtim looked at him like he was dirt and he said, why? Utnapishtim knew everything that was happening. He knew that his friend Enkidu died. He knew every single thing. And he yet was the only person who knows how to give people everlasting life. Utnapishtim said, why? You're a king. Everybody worships you. Gilgamesh told him the long story about how his friend Enkidu died. So Utnapishtim gave him a few tips and how he became an everlasting god. The last thing that Gilgamesh remembered, for the test, you had to stay 1 week, no sleeping. But Gilgamesh said, I can do that, and straight away, after 1 minute, he dozed off. And after 7 days, each day, Lady Utnapishtim would make bread. And 7 days passed. Gilgamesh woke up and said, I was just resting my eyes. I didn't sleep. And, well, Lady Utnapishtim didn't want to be harsh. She said, sorry, Gilgamesh, we have proof that you didn't stay awake. Gilgamesh was like, how? Lady Utnapishtim said,
Here is a very, very, very mouldy one, and it stinks. Here is the very mouldy one. There's the mouldy one. There's a stale one. There's the a bit edible one. Edible. And one was just in the oven coming out. Gilgamesh walked out of the door and said, "There's nothing I can succeed in life." But before he can leave, Lady Utnapishtim and Utnapishtim discussed if they can tell him the plant of everlasting life. So Lady Utnapishtim yelled, "Gilgamesh, Gilgamesh! There is underneath the sea a plant of everlasting life."
Gilgamesh dived into the sea. As he went deeper and deeper, the water went darker and darker. Finally, he reached the plant. He grabbed it and swam to the surface. He went to dry off, and off he went. He headed back to Uruk. Halfway to Uruk, he saw this lovely river, so he decided to take a bath. He took his clothes off, folded it, and put the plant on top, but he did not see a little cave. Afterwards, Gilgamesh was washing his body. A little old snake came out and ate the plant. Gilgamesh had came out the bath and saw everything. He accepted this fate that was given by the gods and decided to go back to Uruk and be the mighty king again.
بعد أن حصل جلجامش عشبة الخلود قرر أن يذهب إلى مدينة أوروك. في الطريق رأى بركة ماء فنزل إليها تاركا النبتة عند الضفة، فجاءت حية وأكلتها. فبينما هي راجعة إلى بيتها نزع جد قديم وحصل على جد جديد. خرج جلجامش من بركة الماء ولبس ملابسه ولم يجد النبتة. بحث في كل مكان ولم يجد النبتة. جلس جلجامش عند الضفة قد انهار تماما، فقد الأمل في الخلود. جلجامش قرر أن يعود إلى مدينة أوروك. شكرا.